the president, firstly, I would like to warn the first secretary of ZANU-PF,
Send German to war.
Defense Force, President Emerson Mnangagwa, that time of killing former and serving army general must come to an end. Now, this must stop forthwith. We are now aware that President Mnangagwa and Owen Mutanube were responsible for
A very good evening to you. This is Jonas Live on your news network, Zimai. If you can hear the sound of my voice there, do let me know where you're logging it from.
And made the following
My name is Simba Chikanza, just bringing to you live tonight on your news network, Zimai. We have a very brief session tonight, and just to share with our community of readers and contributors, the great nation at large, and the people who make up also our subscriber base on this Your News Network, Zimai, over what we have been told. Just hoping there, obviously, this is those who are on the video stream. If you can hear me, please type in the comment box. Comment box, type in the comment box those who are on video. If you can, just type in the comment. Let me know if you can hear me, because I don't want to keep speaking when people cannot hear. If you're on Twitter Space, also just type it over there. Let us know if you can hear.
The list is endless.
Okay, please let us know if you can hear. Just type it here. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. People are actually saying that they can hear me, so it means that my microphone, because today I'm well mic'd up, and there's a reason why I'm well mic'd up. It is because of matters in the country that people have asked us to inquire with the junior officers, members the Zimbabwe Defense Forces
police.
And are you ready? Just let me know there if you are, so that I start straight away. Here we go. Today is a significant day, extremely significant, because we are literally 24 hours. I'm hoping that people can now hear me over there and see me as well. Okay. Right, let me just put our comments here. Thank you very much. Answer loud and clear. I love it. Melbourne is here. Okay, so today is the 12th of February, and it is the day that an audio that circulated
majority of you are living in
9 days ago
with family
projected that a signed statement, so a statement with a signature
in the hands of these corrupt
should be released. I'm going to remember that. Some people have totally forgotten.
Our instruction in the next
now,
days.
We are journalists, so we follow these things. When someone says something and they claim that they're representing the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, they could easily be a hoax, right? They could be anyone.
Yes.
Okay, someone is saying, please mute that audio. Okay, I think there's an audio that is being... Okay, I apologize. So the audio is actually playing. I didn't realize. My apologies then. My sincere apologies. I just noticed that I'm being notified here that there is an audio that is playing. My apologies. Is the audio gone now? I'm hoping that the audio is gone. Please let me know. Type it in the comment box there and let me know if the audio is gone. Okay, Mongani Ngwenya, is the audio gone? Is the audio gone? Background noise, Pakaipa, is the background noise still there? Okay, thank you very much. No, video. So we've got over 500 people on video, folks. Those are on Twitter Space. Okay, they're saying, so they're giving feedback that there is background noise. Okay, thank you very much. So I will go straight in. I'm hoping that in 15 minutes I'll be done and dusted. Unfortunately, the footage that I have, footage and recordings that I have, They last over 20 minutes, I think about 16, 17 minutes in total. And they're all recordings that have been done before, but I've put them together because they're all a message. They give the full message and the context of what is being communicated today. So quickly. Today is the 12th of February. And an audio that circulated 10 days ago, 9 to 10 days ago, projected that a document was going to be released today. That is the audio that I was playing just now. Now, that audio has got someone who claims that they're a member of the Defense Forces, but no one can track who they are. They could be anyone. They could be Tatalicious. They could be some social media person or a politician who is interested in what's going on between the Chiwenga group and the Mnangagwa and just wants to cause noise. But there are certain things that are in there that are very specific. There's time, okay? There's dating. That is not a statement, that was just thrown into the public. It's got certain things that if they're followed on, they could help for people to perchance validate the authenticity thereof. We have done more than just following time and dating. And you realize how and why and where we got to. And as soon as the audio was released on that very day, 9 days ago, a member of the command element in the structure of what is going on, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces initiative to restore legacy or to restore constitutional order that has been talked about many times by the prolific war veteran, Blessed GEZA, and a few other key people. So they told us that this audio is authentic. I asked at that time for the identity and of the soldier because I just wanted to know. I couldn't get that. And listening to the detail that is released by the purported member of the Defense Forces, there is a statement that says that due to infiltration, a strategy of ambiguity is being followed because the Zimbabwe Defense Forces has been heavily infiltrated. So there's a section of it. I'm going to share a link so that people can read also the statement because we have the text version of it. Now, when we followed through that audio, I discovered that many other members of the command element, and hear me, those who are in ZANU-PF will know who I'm talking about when I say the command element. They confirmed that that statement that was made in the audio is authentic and is by a member of the Defense Forces. Over the last few years, just so people get to know, over the last 5-6 years, I myself, Zimba Chikanza, can tell our community have been communicating with well-known members of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Some of them, over the time, people know them. They are named high-ranking members of the Defense Forces. Part of this has been because of my news research, but at the same time, a lot of it has been also reaching out to me. So I'm talking about officers reaching out to me and airing their concerns. From time to time, my work has gone beyond mere officers. I think people have seen. It's also gone into the ranks of ministers. I happen to be privileged to have enjoyed, as people can attest, over the video footage, perhaps the longest time ever given to a journalist with the Minister of Defense, with the spokespersons, not one, of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces since 2018. But beyond that, even right into the presidium, even including Emerson Mnangagwa's wife. And it got so involving that eventually, when Emerson Mnangagwa flew to the United Kingdom for the first time with a large entourage in 2021, he refused to come out of his hotel when he discovered that I was outside taking news. But quickly, I want to talk about tonight. What exactly has the Zimbabwe Defense Forces communicated to us? There are 3 lines that I have posted here in this article. Let me put it here so people can read what they are. Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go. On Twitter Space. There you go. Twitter Space, where are you? Okay, I've posted it there. I'm hoping that it will show immediately. So that is the ZDF spokesperson. Today, I followed up with the spokesperson over an audio that circulated 9 days ago. And that audio, that has got some very, very direct statements and what some people could call threats. And these statements are to the effect that the Zimbabwe Defense Forces will execute another restore order if the constitution is broken. And it named Emerson Mnangagwa repeatedly. It named a list of pro-2030ists, people who want to cancel the 2028 elections and who are calling for Emerson Mnangagwa's presidency to be extended illegally. And it stated that specifically, if the war veterans are touched, it mentioned the war veterans, the war collaborators, the three ranks, I think, of war veterans, collaborators, I think detainees as well. If they are harassed or arrested, it will be bloodshed. Now, I've put it here. Can people see what the Zimbabwe Defense Forces spokesperson said in response to this statement? And then what the actual statement says. Those on Twitter Space, can you see it? So you've got both there. You've got, it should be showing shortly. I'm going to try and read one or two passages. Now, tonight, the ZDF spokesperson, Alpheus Makotore, when I contacted him over this broad statement, over that audio, he appeared to contradict himself when he said he does not comment on such issues. Ya saying, which officer and on what subject issues? So he was asking about that officer of the audio. That's what I'd asked him. Then he continued saying, I don't comment on such issues since I'm no longer in that office. May you kindly contact Defense Headquarters. When was he removed from that office? He says, I don't comment on such issues. You read both on the lines and also between the lines and tell me what you hear. When we go into the very statement, let's go into it. Let's read, because it has got representation. You know, representation is weird. I was expecting the spokesperson to tell me, that's rubbish. That's not ZDF. Can you prove? Can you? Oh, so that's what usually they'll say. Usually they'll say, this is social media. Usually they will be so direct. But when you hear the statement by the purported soldier, you'll notice that he says that the manner in which we are now communicating because of infiltration is unusual. He uses the term unusual. He says we're going to be communicating in these unusual and in this unusual way. I think what he means by that is we'll be sending out statements and you're just going to. I apologize. There's been an echo there. Right. So your people are just going to get information informally, so that it's doubted, and you have to read. You have to read it for yourself. Unofanira kutozvitsvagira dududziro wega. Okay. But I am going to quickly read a small passage here in the statement, which the command element's warning against the arresting of war veterans has since been violated as of today. Nasi Musua 12, their warning, they announced a warning that if anyone is harassed or arrested, touched any of the war veterans, it will be bloodshed. So he says, thank you, commanders, for this opportunity. We will not be taking any questions at the moment, but we'll provide a signed statement within 10 working days. Today is the 3rd of February. Our time is 16:08 hours. Following our last address on 13 November 2017, we clearly stated that the Zimbabwe Defense Forces will uphold the constitution and will not abandon it to be abused by a few individuals and counter-revolutionary gangsters. The ZDF, the main reason it was created is to protect its people. Number two, its national security interests and its territorial integrity. Number three, and to uphold the Constitution. I'd like to refer you to Section 212 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, Amendment of 2013, number 20. Please, it is important to note that the Defense Forces remains a main stakeholder in respect to the gains of the liberation struggle. And when these are threatened, we are obliged to take action. And he got straight into warning to President Emerson Mnangagwa. Firstly, I would like to warn the First Secretary of ZANU-PF, the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, President Emerson Mnangagwa, that the time of killing former serving army generals must come to an end now. This must stop forthwith. We are now aware that President Mnangagwa and Owen Mudanguve were responsible for the deaths of high-ranking army generals since 1980, and the following souls assassinated by President Mnangagwa rest in peace. And so it's got lists of 13 officers there and says the list is endless. And says we are now instituting private investigations into these deaths and bring to book everyone involved in these deaths. We will leave no stone unturned. I move on to my address to the junior officers, members of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, police, prisons, and central intelligence organizations. We have taken note that the current administration has abandoned you to suffer. You have fallen into the hands of kleptocratic rulers who treat the country treasury as the source of wealth, or their source of wealth, spending funds on luxury goods and extravagance as they fit. Many of these leaders secretly transfer public funds into secret accounts in foreign countries to provide for themselves if removed from power. The majority of you are living in abject poverty, with families suffering the most. We would like to prepare to protect the Constitution from dying in the hands of these corrupt rulers, ruthless leaders. We call you tonight to take our instructions. I need to get this right. Our instructions in the next few days. Well, get this right, right? One of the things I think people see in my work and my investigative journalism, when I'm dealing with, for instance, false prophets, I usually deal with them on this issue of time, date, okay, and specifics. And that's how I managed to out TB Joshua, Walter Magaya, Emmanuel Makandiwa, Hubert Angel, way before most journalists had ever done that. And that's how I started Gold Mafia documentary alone in 2015. And because I always look for specifics, right? Dating. So there's a specific answer in the next few days. Next few days, in next few days, yeah, muswa 3 kumashuro go. So zirikunzi next few days, saka muswa 3. So right now, we're getting into day 10 of next few days. Saka tirimu next few days, machuno. Chichirukuitika mu next few days, munema specifics, right? If the statement is fake, we shall find out. Because it's very easy. It's very possible that I was misled. It's very possible. I'm perfectly human. People can play a game on me just wanting to embarrass me. It's very possible. That, they can call me, and then because they want to use my name, they want to use my reputation to rubber stamp their political talk, chit chat, right? It's very easy. But we should know. And if things fail, if this declaration fails, we should also know, is it because it was issued by a fake person. It was just a social media chit chat. Or this was specific. So let's go in. We call you tonight to take our instructions. Mapiwa my instruction. Those who are in the security apparatus, those gents who have had instructions to target Simba Chikanza. This time you're getting new instructions, right? And these instructions are coming from this. In the next few days, if our constitution continues to be killed, the majority of you are failing to send their children to school because of poverty by the current administration. This country is rich with more than 62 minerals that can transform Zimbabwe. Sorry, my eyes. Can transform Zimbabwe into an upper income country if selfish leaders are removed. A warning to the following counter-revolutionary agents: Owen Ngube, Ziambi Ziambi, Daniel Garwe, Kazembe Kazembe, Tatenda Mavetera, Jenfan Muswere, Whitney Chivaya. Now, let's move. Reckless utterances by the above counter-revolutionary thugs insulting veterans of the struggle, including serving and retired generals, must come to an end now. Let it be known that the end will be bloody, and we mean it. Right. Anzishi, the end will be bloody, and we mean it. They're saying it there. To the veterans of the liberation struggle, in terms of Section 23, subsection 1 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, Amendment number 20, 2013, the state and all institutions and agents of government at every level must accord due respect and honor and recognition to the veterans of the liberation struggle. That is to say, Part A, number 1, those who fought in the liberation struggle. Number 2, those who assisted the fighters in the war of liberation struggle, the Mujibas and Chimbuidos, right? Part C, those who were imprisoned, detained, or restricted for political reasons during the liberation struggle. Part 2, the state must take responsible measures, including legislative measures for the welfare and economic empowerment of these veterans of the liberation struggle. We would like to warn President Mnangagwa to clearly stay away from the war veterans. They have the right to express themselves if they feel that their constitutional rights are being infringed. We have placed surveillance. Now, up, out mutere up. Hanzi takaisa surveillance. Kune surveillance on all veterans of the struggle who are speaking their minds with intention to protect them from clandestine assassination operations which are currently being planned. Any arrest or assassination as of now will be a declaration of war in this country. So arrest, number 1. Number 2, assassination. I have to repeat again, we have placed surveillance on all veterans who are speaking their mind. We have placed surveillance on all veterans who are speaking their mind with intention to protect them from clandestine operations which are currently being planned. Any arrest as of now will be a declaration of war in the country. To the youth, we call upon you to realize the future of our dear country is in your hands. Do not sell out your freedom with dirty pieces of silver from filthy politicians. We would like to warn you to stay away from these succession issues. We will deal ruthlessly with all who will not follow these simple instructions. Please take time to learn from what happened in November 2017 when the late President Mugabe was abusing the constitution together with his close allies. As a major stakeholder, listen to this one. As a major stakeholder of Zimbabwe, we do not hesitate to deal with the youths who are committing various crimes in the name of the president. To the youth and the religious organizations, we call upon you and your congregation to pray for your country and preach the gospel of peace to the courts. Stay away from politics. I repeat, you are an independent arm of government, which in terms of section 164, subsection 2, part A, which clearly states that, I quote, neither the state nor any institution or agents of government at any level, and no other person may interfere with the functioning of the courts. Therefore, I urge you to stick to the Constitution of Zimbabwe. Do not be used to fight factional wars, as it will end in tears for some of you who will disregard the Constitution of Zimbabwe. In conclusion, now we would like to put it on record that this is not a treasonous statement. Anza is it treason? So in case someone says, this is treason, Simba Chikanza was reading. Simba Chikanza was reading a treasonous statement. Right, and yeah, as it is, a statement in terms of section 212 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe on functions of the defense forces. And this very pamorao. Kuti isusu vemasoja vemauto, we can come at any time if we find that someone is violating the Constitution. Tinogona kungokuroa sports toita law enforcement isusu. All right, as we did in November 2017, and the High Court order validated the removal of the late President Robert Mugabe when he and his family members and thugs surrounding him were causing suffering of the people of Zimbabwe. Therefore, we strongly warn politicians that they must not be used by greedy individuals who want to take this country to a violent confrontation. We shall be communicating with the nation. Listen to this one. Through unusual, right? And hold on here. Okay. Says we shall be communicating in these through these unusual my unusual channels, right? Because of massive infiltration of President Mnangagwa's secret agency within the rank of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. I thank you, fellow Zimbabweans. Right, so there you are. Takupai, we've just given you this. So this is a transcript that of that audio, which will play at the end of this session. We're not going to accommodate much of discussion, maybe 2 or 3 questions from people who want to ask us. But I can state right now to the people of Zimbabwe that I have myself, Simba Rashe Chikanza, been communicating with members of the command element of the defense forces for a long time. And I can validate right now the statements as I provide them, as I also provide you quotes. I've just given you one there by the ZDF spokesperson, what he said to me tonight, but also I give you what I have been told by the members of the command element. That is 100% in sync with what you are hearing right now. This is not an audio, just a mere audio. Okay, the other device there. I'm hoping people can hear me over there. Can you hear me? Just type in the comment box there if you can hear me. Right. Okay. Can people hear me over there on the video stream? I've just changed one small thing. Apparently, my other device just went out of battery. Can you believe it? Do you know? Imagine you're doing this important broadcast, and then all of a sudden, it crashes like this. How does this happen? And you know, somehow, my eyes are painful today. Maybe it's the light. Okay. Right. So quickly, right, I got people there, okay, saying that they're listening to me, that they're hearing me. If I was to put a microphone, those who are on video, do you think that my volume is going to be better? Okay. Can you hear me now? Those who are on video, can you hear me? Let me do this. Okay. Okay, you can hear me. Wow. Are you sure, Ruth? Are you sure? And is the sound better? Because I've just mic'd myself. Okay. Some people are saying they can actually hear me on the video stream there. Okay. Oh, great, great, beautiful. Okay, so if people can hear me, lovely, lovely. If you struggle, just scream. If I lose, okay, Skippy on Twitter there is saying they're hearing me. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, those who are on Twitter, just to let you know, on Spaces, got an audience of over 1,600. I think most of them are on Twitter Spaces on video. So those on video, in case you want to say something, you can actually come to the Twitter Space here. Twitter Space is a bit smaller number. Oh, beautiful. I'm so happy that this microphone is working, you know. Right, so quickly, let me just get, who's coming in here? Who's requesting to be added here? I'm just wondering. It's not showing me. Okay, send me a message, those who want to be added on Twitter Space there. Drop me a drop me a message inbox first, so that I know ndivanda kuona, because I is kuratidza panapa. Drop me a message in the DM if you can, so that then it will be faster that way. Okay. Just wondering here. Let me try to get Barbara. You want to come and help me, because I'm just wondering here, why is it that I am failing to get? Okay, so let's go straight in. So quickly, what we have, I don't know, I'm hoping that I've not lost my train of presentation. I've just gone through this audio. I'll play it towards the end, so when I'm going to be closing, I'll play it. Now, when the coup happened in 2017, what really happened? What has been happening between 2017 and 2025? Relationship between Mnangagwa and the army, how has it been? Has Mnangagwa been in total control? Or in actual fact, there are two, or perhaps even more centers of power in Zimbabwe? So there is an audio recording. Before I had a breakthrough with Auxillia Mnangagwa, Auxillia became synonymous with an audio that popped up of a soldier talking to Auxillia, a soldier called Murombo. And in that audio, Barbara, do you want to come and help me? I need someone to be kind of just responding to me, because there's some things that yeah, because one of my messages that are signals and the like that are confusing. But anyway, quickly. So there's this audio of Auxillia Mnangagwa with a soldier. Okay, I think Gift is now in. So if Gift is in, okay, so Gift, come in. Once you're in, Gift, can I have you co-host and add someone? There's someone arikufanira kuuya panapa and andrikutadza kumupinza munhu wacho. I'm not chichiri kuitika, handisi kumuona munhu wacho. Right, so what's been happening is Auxillia Mnangagwa has had a war with members of the military. Now, to the point of even instructing instructing masoja kuti musapfurai nini, pfurai Mnangagwa. Anzi pfurai Mnangagwa, musapfurai nini. Do you remember that audio? Okay, here we go. Just gonna quickly, briefly put it up so that tichifambe chinyaya chacho chichiri kupisa like this. Oh my word, where is this audio? How come I can't find it here? Stay tuned, folks. Kochichaitika futi nayo komana kondiana delete audio rangu. Asi vanhu vandihakira nhingi yangu here. Right. Hi, Gift. How you doing?
Yes, I'm good, Simba. How are you?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, zvinenge zvaakuda kuita razoloda video audio raria. Kundusha kuti konhei kondiani kwandi delete. Ndashaya kuti kondiani kwandi delete delete audio. I want to play it so that our people can just hear for themselves. Okay. Unotambika. Unotambika because vanhu vachona havasi kuda chokwadi. Pai pandakaita. Yes, I gift you.
Chikanza. Kuti like zvinatofamba sei chaizvo nenhau yaGEZA mebvungawe neclear information. Irikuza ara kusungwa kuti une any idea or information.
Okay, so let me tell you kuti GEZA has not been kidnapped. GEZA has not been arrested. Okay, so what you've been reading from my blogs, Nema vloggers and the like, yeah, GEZA has not been arrested. What I can also tell you is this, folks. Inini ndakaudzwa inini kuti chinhu ichi chakabatwa kuti dzvi. Muri kundinzwa ka? Ndiri kutaura neshona ndikutokuudzai ndakatoudzwa ndaitobhostirwa pane pandaitochikereketa kumana zvino manje munozore itinenge tichichikaka isusu kana Simba Chikanza because tiri kureka tiri kuchando kuno kumvura kuno. Aiwa haasi ega ndozvandiri kukuudzai ka GEZA haasi ega saka batisisai ipapo. GEZA haasi ega. Ndoda kuratidzai rimwe video muone kuti how far kuti Simba Chikanza how far is he. Mukaona ndakanyarara zvangu ndakanyarara right now. I'm just going to show a video here quickly. Muona one of the comrades ndichitotaura naye pavideo ndichakuisirai panapa. Do you know when? Several years ago. Tichitotaura pavideo nenyaya iyoyi. Vachitochiplana icho chichi zvokutoti let me tell you now mbokuudzai something maZimbabweans. So people know. My war veterans are behind the move ichichi. And I'm telling even one local opposition, including
the president Nelson Chamisa, muzive. The war veterans who started the Zimbabwe Liberators, who revived the Zimbabwe Liberators Forum. I know them. And let me tell you, Kuti, even before my 2023 elections, they were even ready for a Chamisa presidency. Avasi vanhu vezanu. Ndoda kuti muzive, you can put, this is me, Simba Chikanza, telling you. I've been with these folks for a long time. One of them took a video, like cool. one of the my panelists are one of the 4 or 5 guys. Muchaona nditori naye. Tikutospenda kwete ma minutes, hours. Tiri pa video. Titotara pa video call for a long time. Yeah, before my 2020 elections, they were even telling me, look, Zimbaga, even Chamisa kutapi indepanyanga tinabasa isusu, we want what we fought for to be established. Now, if this group has eventually been hijacked by Chiwenga people who just want to further abuse and corruption and human rights abuses, that will be something else. But I can tell you, Kuti, the original team, the original vakachitanga chino ichichi, project ichichi, avana basa nekuti zanu or what? They are frustrated elders of this country, and who truly suffered in Rhodesia. Video this is one
send the German to war because it whipped up into a false ideology. German nationalism. A kind of patriotic beauty. When Hitler talked about German nationalism, he meant exterminating the Jews.
Right. So basically, I see what you mean. So basically, Kurakasha, anything that is termed nationalism means killing other people. It means other people are the ones who are causing everything.
Because when we well know, for instance, I'll give you this simple example. How much gold, according to the gold mafia, went to Dubai? Why are people in parliament not asking, inquiring about that? And who benefited from that? But Batanage went out there, who is benefiting and for what purpose? People are afraid. Are not patriotic.
Wow. Comrade Chipoera, we're going to need to be shutting shortly. I would like to ask you, tell me, what is happening then? And I know we will be having more of these sessions from today. So what is happening with the custodians, the grouping that I call here, the custodians of the national heritage, people like yourself who are the liberators? What's going on? Maybe give us your closing remarks. What's happening? Because all this is a mess. You agree. From 1963 all the way 1974, Nari Rebellion, people are killed, Ndabaningistole is removed. So many things have happened. The first, the second Gukurahundi that you mentioned there from 1982. So what? We see all this is a mess. Where are we now? Let me ask you.
My opinion, my comrades, fighters for liberation have to relink, ask themselves genuinely these critical questions. That is this what we fought for? Because I was asked, no Mchembere, naimi makagwira here kuti vakagotambura seizvozvi. That goes to the heart of that struggle. What did we fight for? Did we fight for a certain elitist group that they benefit, get filthier rich, and the rest of the population filthier poor? Is that what we fought for? No services to the people at all. You know, the infrastructure development, it is so much hyped about, so much talked about. But where the people are staying, hakuna. So I'm saying, comrades, we have to relink, talk about it without fear, without favor. Be realistic about this thing. Because the generation that went to that war is slowly fading off. Once we are all gone, what will happen? In me personally, Simba, I don't want this country to go Konana Sudan. Sudan, when people are fighting for power, not for service delivery, just for power, for their power, because they want to get to the national cake. That would be my conclusion for today.
I'm hoping people can hear me over there. Please type in the comments right there. So GEZA is not alone. Maybe I need to do a whole program to let people know. GEZA is not alone. This is one comrade who is talking to me. Apap, one of the panelists. I think so far HSTV has not brought. Has he come out on HSTV yet? He hasn't. Has he? Has he spoken? I know he's there, but he hasn't spoken there yet, has he? And it was this comrade when he was speaking. I had not traveled yet to Zambia to confront the gold mafia, Herikalaba, in August 2023. It was just before the elections. And you know, when you speak with these men, because you can feel their spirit when they're speaking. You can hear. You know, I remember one time he told me, and he said, Comrade Chipoera, he said to me, look, Simba, what hurts me is that we are compensating the white farmers. What about the villagers who fed us during the war? 16 years. If you calculate how many chickens were killed, were slaughtered, how much, just the food on its own, and you compute it, or put it all together, what you're going to notice is that this is billions of US dollars that the villagers, our people, food that they cooked for us and took care of us. And you know, as he was saying that, he said, what are we going to give? And you know, Vanengash told and voice it is so low and so slow. So while we're speaking, you know, you just watch your soul like this. So when people saw me, when Zimbabweans saw me in Zambia, and at one time I ended up crying on camera because police officers there delayed and they didn't arrest this gold mafia guy. And I was crying. Why? Because I said to myself, oh, come on here, what's going on? And you know, because this is it. My journalism, okay, you need to understand here, people don't understand when they see Zimai and they see Simba Chikanza. These are two different people, right? Simba Chikanza is the person, Simba Chikanza is not Zimai. So my journalism in Simba Chikanza has been a search. After I've met these type of seniors, I mean, when I meet these elders, and you know what they tell me, it pushes me, because their cry even to the Almighty. And perhaps that is the reason why I've had some weird breakthroughs in journalism that perhaps no other African from Cape to Cairo has ever had. It's because ndinosundwa nemweya iyoyi, mweya yevanhu vari kuchema kuna Mwari, ndo inonditakura mubasa rangu. So quickly, GEZA is not alone. I had said 20 minutes, and I don't want to talk too much. I will do another session tomorrow, and I'll call it GEZA is not alone. And I'll show you people who are, who I'm allowed to reveal. Those who I can't, then I won't. But hear me, GEZA Asiega. Okay, you can hear, can you feel this man's spirit when he's speaking? I've just replayed something there. You understand what the GEZA Asiega. Now I'm gonna show people, play an audio here of Auxillia. There's another one. Okay, you need to understand then go to GEZA Asiega. A lot of our youths spend they waste time on social media on things that really don't help in their own sustenance and their existence. But I call such to follow through detail rakadairi. And let me tell you, if you do what I've done, youths, particularly young journalists, young researchers, young academics, if you do what I do, you will do way better than what I've done. I've done gold mafia. I've done so many investigations. How many? We've done my investigations and data. So many of them. Some of them I've done them. It's because of focus. So quickly, let's hear. You want to hear the mood between what has been happening since 2017 up to now. And this should make you understand why Emmerson Mnangagwa targeted Mary Chiwenga. Why Mnangagwa moved to separate Mary from Chiwenga. Why Mnangagwa caused confusion and created lies so that Mary would be subjected to abuse by Chiwenga and would be hated, and there'll be so much fake news around her. Why this military element, Mnangagwa tried to break it. So let's hear.
You put fire on me. You put fire on me. Don't fuck about that. Put me at the head. Then I'm putting them back to 220. Manjoro, I'm putting the air at two, but Mama can't put out Manjoro. We phone me on night. Because this is not new. But because Manjoro, I end up. Once you look at the air, would put it on giving a would it see? No, I see Pandiri.
Vansoro, Your Excellency.
That you know what I see Pandiri. Just tell me what you want from me. What's in the Pandiri? No, you don't spy on me. That's not what you're going to go for the country. Nancy's of a mom cheater. This takes time, but they've been here for a long time. The Catholic message about it. So I'm out, Peter. Nancy's is here. Manjoro, no anti-Sandita. I took a phone in my picture and to Peter. Which is never phone. He's a good number. I took a phone number. He's a phone number. One of those is here. For a long time, Dakanyara, almost a year. Dakanyara. Then the Zuro, Matura Manjoro. What would Manjoro? I took a moon with one. Kuti be a basa. Now you we are spying on me. What am I going to say? The office for one actually put on tour. Yeah, it's right. I'm coming to your office for your information. This is like a road. You took to go through. Straight away, I'm coming to your office. We can South Africa bandits. You can't deal with me women like this. You didn't look into the roots. And they will shut it down. And I'm going to make a story about this. And yes, Nyaya Kuya Waitai. To go for focus bed. And the guns of Gara, most man. kana ukasandipfuura ndikazogara muofisi mako unodei kwandiri? What threat am I to who futi? What threat do I have? Yokuti varume vakuru muone mukazviita zviningirikiri zvenyu musisparewo newoman. I have my right. This is my life. You know my right as a woman. And I have to defend myself. Kuvanhu vakafanana neni. Iwe unotemba nokuti une futi. Saka ndiri kuuya kuzondipfuura nefuti yako iyoyo. Ende ndichakuratidza kuti madzimai kana pana pamamuchi zvita zvemamuchi ndandakakutairirai vakomana imi. Ndosaka muti ndakati iwewe kupinda muofisi mangu iwewe wanga uchidagoita because unoziva kuti ndoziva tese mutambo wesecurity background wazvinzwa iwe. I'm coming to your office. I'm coming to your office. Ukasandiuraya tinorumana muofisi imomo ndiri kukutaura kubhedhera vakukanavakaongapasi ndira kukuratidza kuti uye mai you can't play with my life like this. Uda kundida sei iwewe? Uda kubva pandiri une foni yekuspaya uri kuzviudzani uri kuzvidii muroko uri kuzvidii. I'm not a prostitute ka wazvinzwa. Handisi hure inini waurisira vanhu kuplanta vanhu. Handisi hure. Ndika kofi kwako teta we ndika kofi kwako ukasandipfuura then I'm not set myself. Ukasandipfuura I'm not set myself. Ndivakupedzera newe iwe vaneni tiri tu wezindakubata
pakanaka iyoyo
unoita muhlanga kuti agare nerenki yanayo iyaiya pasi inini. Kana ari Mnangagwa musiri kuda ndiurayei muurayei musarei inini. Because you not fire on a woman. Handitaure politics. Handitaure zvekuarmy. Handitaure zvechingi kutambura zvangu nokutenderera navanhu ngekuti zvandopeka batrangiro. But muri makuru unoona energy nekuteverera my life. Nhasi kondikafa naiwe. Kondikafa nhasi nemwe mufiro. Iwe wamboita izvo. Unosara here? Nhasi ndikafa nemwe mufiro. Iwe waita izvo. Ndazokubata inoti mama nyanya. Kubva pakapinda HE nekubva pakaya vakomana. Do you know kuti vanoshandana manjoro inini? I'll tell you this now. Nenhamba yacho ndinayo mfungi. Nenhamba yamamuchishandisa ndinayo. Ende ndakaibatisa ndira kuti ndakatoprintisa zvinhu zvamamuchitaura kana njoro. Ndosaka ndakakuti iwewe nemuofisi mangu ndakatoprinta zvanga zviri pafoni yenyu. Ndefoni yawo kupa muhlangani posi iri pasi pasi kuti achiti wamutomta kuti ndo apa nzvimbo iyoyo wanzwa kuti ndinomuda ende wanzwa kuti rengi iyo ndiri kutavha muofisi mangu herero inda kunditarisira pasi like that. Handisi mwana mudiki maningi not maningi. I'm a trained somebody chese tinese chisi background iwewe yako ine yangu iyi ndinopedzerana newe ndiri kuya straight kuofisi kwako ndaajena meeting andandichita meeting andandichita ndakurumidza kupedza ndiri muroti kulinga iwewe. I'm coming to your office. Ukasandipfuura nhasifanita noise unondisipaya naye unodei nai iwe murume wechirume chine sesi yakashata unondisipaya unodei kwandiri fighting with a woman. Haunyare here iwe iwe haunyare here iwe kurwa nemunhukadzi haunyare here iwe. Uri kutsvaga Mnangagwa chete through me. Muri kutsvaga president through me. Haunyare here iwe kondiri Mnangagwa here iwe. Atonto mashoa central nze muri ngiresa nanzora kumusha kwangu. But ukutsvaga president through my phone through kunditseka inini. Uri kuda chii muroko kwandiri? Uri kuda chii? Muroko ndati uri kudei kwandiri? Wozindisa kuzonditaura in my face. Uri kuda chii iwe muromo kwandiri?
munondipawo nguva yekutaura here excellent.
Get away! Nondipa nguva yekutaura pawakanga wachifona nezvochibvunza nyaya yemafoni. Wakandifonera vatara ndozvautaura. Unamukana wechii? Zvawakaona nezvo unamukana. Wakanga wandibvunza here ndakufonera muhlanga inini. Wakanga wandibvunzawo. Wakandibvunza. Ndati zvawakafonera muhlanga nenyaya yefoni iyoyo nekuzomupa posti kuti agare muofisi mangu. Wakandibvunzawo here? Wakandipawo here mukana semukana wawakudana? Wakandipawo here mukana wokudecide kuti okay ifoni ngaiuye iyoyo plus muhlanga yes it's okay ngaapinde panzvimbo pacho ipapo? Wakandibvunzawo here? Wakandibvunza? Ndiri kuya kuofisi kwako wakapusa munhukadzi asi wokutamba naye anokufumura wakapusa iwewe utati wakapusa ndati wakapusa handirimwe doro shamwari ende handisi hure shamwari ndinokupedzerana newe apa handisi kupedzerana newe nechiposti chako but iwe nenyama yako ndiyandiri kuda handisi kupedzerana nechiposti chako handakasana choicho ndiri kuzopedzana newe murume nemunhukadzi munhurume nemunhukadzi ndeyandiri kuvinga kuti wandijeerera ndeyandiri kuda kuita kuda kundiuraya iwe where are you standing on me kutobvunza kuti maapati uri kudei murombo uri kudeiko murombo uri kumbodeiko kwandiri naiwe ndavhunduka nazvini I'm just a woman a mere woman I'm just a grande mbuya grande mbuyawo zvavo ndoni vanhu vakuru vakadaro nemanyembe enyuwayo muchindisaya on me chokwadi ende munopfuura Mnangagwa vacho ini ndokumbira uregerero musandipfuura ndina vana pfuurai Mnangagwa wacho nokuti nyaya dzkuti ndikandikutonza kuti ndodzamuri kuita imana murombo imi imi mana murombo ndo nyaya dzamuri kuita ende munopfuura manini kumuda kupfuura indaita seko ini maundiurairei ndiri freti yenyu pakudiko inini murombo I don't know your wife ndinoita ndinoita hapana kana kwakambonzwa ndakakuitira chii ndikakosi zvako
Okay. Iri important audio iyi nyaya dzekuti ndeyekudhara ndo pamunomisa zvinhu ipapo ndichakuratidzai imwe futi yamuchati ndeyekudhara munofanira kuziva zvinhu zviri kuitika handiti muda kuziva kuti ndiani GEZA anani you need to know vanhu vari kuside kwaGEZA you need to know the attitude ya Auxillia na Emerson over vanhu vari kuside kwaGEZA how Auxillia and Emerson view these people. This is just after the coup. This audio, around 2019, about 2 years after the coup. And at that time, it leaked. I eventually managed to confirm that it is authentic, and the military office actually exists. It's not artificial intelligence. I mean, you'd have to do a lot of work, right, with artificial intelligence to construct that Shona that he's speaking, right? Okay. Now, quickly, there is another one. Yeah, no, hold on. So there's another one. There's another audio, which is not an audio. This time it's a video. It's Auxillia Mnangagwa speaking to Simba Chikanza, myself. Now, what people will hear inside Auxilia's words speaking to me will be a repeat of some of the exact statements that he made to this soldier. Now, why am I on this? I am on this to show people that Auxillia and Emerson Mnangagwa have been unsettled. They are still unsettled, Nanasi. And this is the context in which you need to understand. GEZA is speaking, not in London, not in New York like myself. Munaru Chando. Kana ku South Africa. Arutaura armo arare momwe. Who is behind GEZA? What is his power? Zimbabwe is actually being run by two presidents since the coup. And the other president is a military general. And it is this context under which GEZA is speaking. He is speaking at ease. Arimom Zimbabwe Momwe. because there's no need to fear. When eventually, I wish I had that clip at the Heroes Acre 2 days ago, people were singing. You could see that there are two camps. The camps where the civilians are is singing 2030 near Amazoni, 2030 Baba. And then the camera just moves this side. As the camera moves towards where the color suddenly becomes thick green with large numbers of military personnel, the song changes. In a short clip, you can see the song literally shifting. Now it's CNI9. What is it? Was it CNI9? Chiwenga, something like that, right? Tiendemberi. CNI9, a Chamisa song. And they're singing it. The members of the are singing it right in front of Mnangagwa. And then when you look at the pictures, Mnangagwa is full on. He looks so, Now that should tell you this is not 2017, folks. This is not 2019 when Murombo was caught in a recording with Auxillia. No, this is not 2022 when Auxillia was speaking with Simba Chikanza and she was scared even of Simba Chikanza that she would repeat more than 25 times. Don't curse me, Chikanza, don't curse me. I didn't go with a group of soldiers to my own homestead and the like and the like. No, this is 2025, boys, guys, ladies, and gents. And who do we have in 2025? We have something way, way bigger. We've got a statement that's been made quoting the Constitution. I spoke with some intelligence officers when that statement came up, and at that time I hadn't fully verified who's speaking, and if I could rely on that statement, the statement that I've just read just now, and some of them told me, look, Zimba, when you just listen to the detail, you could get here and there some bad typos, or pronunciation, or certain things that are being said that are not very clear. But one thing that you can hear is the understanding of the law. This is a person who is like a lawyer, who is there to execute the law here. This is not just a soldier. I've got some guys here who were even typing in there. Right, so I was going to show people briefly another video, but I think it's not necessary. A lot of Zimbabweans know it. You've watched it. I've broadcast this before. People have seen it. My audio with Auxillia Mnangagwa, and it does show you. My audio does show our people that they do show Auxillia Mnangagwa in a state of fear, but repeating some of the statements that she makes to these officers. Sorry, to this officer, that particular single officer there. So quickly, folks, tonight, the ZDF element, I spoke to the spokesperson. That's what he told me. I've posted it there. Those who are on Twitter and you haven't read this, go on the Zimai Twitter account, go and read for yourself over there. We are following up on this with 5 eyes, right? And GEZA is safe. But what I want to say is tonight is a declaration of war. What the police have done, the ZRP, under whoever sent Ponyati there, the statement tells you, I was told, let me tell you, I was told myself by one of the command elements. And you want to hear, I was told that Kanava kuda kusunga. At that time, I was scared. I was saying, hey, what if they started that? Well, I expressed scare. Excuse me. I wasn't scared, but I just expressed something that should cause a bit of unsettling to people who are in danger of arrest. And you know what? One of them actually said, kana achida kusunga ngaite ngatange tuone. And you know what? Like it was a boast. It was like almost like what you hear with Notify saying, achida kusunga ngatange timuone tione. Uzwa ndakaudza izvozvo. Kafoni kabva yakatwa ndakati, hey, vanhu havane confidence woman. Boys madhara ane confidence riri kubva kupo confidence racho. Right, let's hear some people here, folks. I'm gonna do it short. I promised that I was gonna be 20 minutes. Now I've gone beyond. I'm already like 45 minutes, and that's bad timekeeping. Right, I'll do another one tomorrow, and I'll bring more stuff. Right, let's hear some people want to comment or ask questions. Gift and Technos. Technocell.
Hi, Simba.
Hi, Technocell.
Yes. Hi, Simba. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, brother?
I'm okay. I really admire your investigative journalism.
Thank you.
That clip you played about 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shows where everything started. It's clear evidence that this whole thing started way back than these people think. But as things stand, from my own point of view, I believe in 2017 we were used. And now people are skeptical, won't this happen again? But what I think, this is an assumption. General Chiwenga, his contribution now, I think it will only be a way of trying to get revenge for what was done to him. And he might not be in a position he could have power still, but he just wants to show that I also have a muscle. So he's most likely to hand over power to someone. I don't know, but I just assume he just wants to come up with a plan to power, then hand it over to someone, and you'll be a hero.
Right. You think that's what he wants to do?
It seems that's the only option he has, because if he is to try and think of running for this presidency, I don't think he will have a lot of people on his side as well. He's most likely to face opposition as well, because you see, this guy is the people, they don't really trust him. And with this time also, without backup from the opposition, is most likely to fail. So for him to just feel happy, maybe he just has to find a way of getting power, then hand it over. Because if he is to take over and he then wants to assume into power and become the president, he's most likely to be declared a criminal. And this is most likely to be declared a coup, considering that currently President Mnangagwa is actually the head of SADC.
Right. Okay. I see what you mean. So you're proposing that possibly you'll do it, and then maybe hand it over, let's say, to Chamisa or to a transitional authority.
Maybe yes. Most probably a transitional authority. Yeah.
Wow. Let's get the last bit. Gift, do you want to say something before we shut?
Naenda kutovunza kuti but unoona tichisema pamwe pachona panenge pasina like a good information about between Chiwenga and Iti. Because if we check apana munhu ari kubudira mumwe chokwadi pavari vari pauviri hwavo. This is why pane maconflicts ekuti if you check by Heroes paper kuti vamwe vanhu vaiimba vachitisana naye Chiwenga kune rimwe bato futi rokuti Iti 2030. So andifunge kuti between these two people pane kuwirirana here kwavo vari two apa. Semaonero ako iwo vachikuwirirana here Iti naChiwenga.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. You know, I'm not supposed to pass an opinion, but I can definitely tell you that Vana Vasquirana, but ED, I think ED, and I'm gonna be frank, I think ED is smarter than Chiwenga. And by the way, this is no way of dissing or playing down Vachiwenga. But to be frank, I think ED is slowing, you know, he's playing the slow game, and that he has always played. ED is a shrewd thug. Personally speaking, I feel that Chiwenga showed that he's weak to wait so long to even hand over the country in 2017. But answering you, I don't think there's ever been agreement between ED and Chiwenga. Even in 2017, the only thing that happened in 2017 is that Mnangagwa manipulated Chiwenga, as he always has done. For his mafias, he manipulated Chiwenga so Chiwenga would give him the country after the coup. Yeah, but after that, you could tell even on video that Chiwenga was not happy. Soon after the coup, Chiwenga was following Mnangagwa every time at press conferences. Do you remember? So yeah, and then when the bombing happened, a lot of people have never really looked at this. That bombing was a setup. A bomb was thrown from the VIP tent onto Chiwenga's wife Mary's legs. That bomb was for Chiwenga and his wife. But the weakness of Chiwenga is that he can't even see that there's no plausible reason that Mary could have wanted to hurt him. Mary is a victim. So that one is a worry. That really worries me. That Chiwenga akavarwa the same way that Lenmo Jongwe was varward. If you know the story of Lenmo Jongwe in 2000, Barbara is here. Barbara was a friend, a colleague of Lenmo Jongwe. Yeah. So the system will make you distrust your spouse, so that you spend time trying to fight your spouse, to destroy your spouse, and in the process, you're delegitimizing yourself. You see? So that is a weakness already. And Mnangagwa is also destroying his biggest enemy. Mnangagwa's biggest threat after the coup. Do you know who it was? It wasn't Chiwenga. Who do you think it was? Technos. No, not even. Before the coup, who was Mnangagwa's biggest threat before the coup? Running into the coup. No, before the coup, before the 2017 coup. Who was Mnangagwa's enemy? The person who leaked my secrets, Mnangagwa. The person who stood against Mnangagwa to block him. The person who even influenced Mugabe to fire Chiwenga, sorry, to fire Mnangagwa. So who influenced Mugabe to fire Mnangagwa back then? Do you remember who it was? It was the first lady. It was Mugabe's wife. So
not Grace?
Yes, that's what I mean. Grace. So after the coup, the next person who was Mnangagwa's enemy is the real first lady of Zimbabwe. And the real first lady wasn't Auxillia. It was Mary Chiwenga. She was the most powerful person. Mate, dude, your wife, your girlfriend, the person who sleeps next to you. Yeah, that's true. Iya akamuka mangwana, mukadzoka akamuka mangwana akaboikana. Isusu tese isusu tinogona kungodhingurwa in your life. So Mary was the most powerful person. So how do you destroy both Chiwenga and Mary? Do you know what you do? You make them separate each other. You cause confusion. Unonofurira uyu kuti atake uyu. So Chiwenga akafurirwa. When the bomb failed, right, to kill Mary, poison followed soon after that. Yeah, and it wasn't Mary who did that. And murukuzona. Atirikuona. Saka panonetsa ipapo kuti munhu arikufana kutora nyika handitika. Nichamtumira audio. I will try and send him an audio. I'll record an audio. Maybe audio anogona kuzoteerera. And I'll try to help him because you know what? Ndinozviziva magame repoison ndinoriziva zvokuti matema danda uya paaka poison apa ipe ndini ndakamubatsira inini. Ndini ndakatomuudza kokutoenda matema danda. Akanorutsa ikokuye zvokutoti in 24 hours anga apora. Remember when matema danda was poisoned in 2020? Saka ndinotozviziva pane zvandirendi ndichiziva. So problem yemadhara aya yakaya vechisoja vakava avazoconsulti manje. But in this particular case, Mnangagwa is smarter than Chiwenga. Sadly, even right now in this situation, he's smarter. Look at how Mnangagwa introduced a fake inventor last week. A fake inventor. And none of these war veterans, even GEZA, they never did a press conference. When yet that person is an armed robber. Max Uchikumbutsa is an armed robber, a real armed robber. Zvinotori documents. Ingo inosecha kumakoti kana paGoogle chaipo unotozviona. Saka zvinotokuratidza kuti handi muri kuona gift. An armed robber. Mnangagwa used an armed robber, right, to portray him as an inventor. What do you think Mnangagwa's agenda was? It was to fool the army because statement Rakashandiswa was poison. Mnangagwa, if you listen to Ruben Barwe during that video streaming, the word that kept on popping up, that was repeated twice, was poison. He was poisoned. Do you remember? And then the young man then says, "Oh yes, I was poisoned, and my partner died, and then I survived." Do you remember? When was the last time that term was used? The last time poison was used in conversations was when Mnangagwa was fooling the army at Gwanda in 2017. So that was within 24 hours of Mnangagwa losing army support the previous day at the Heroes Acre. So Mnangagwa has noticed that Chiwenga is now suddenly popular with the army and with the people. So he has to invent another poison story to fool all of you. So he invents a poison story. He also invents a technology, an economy boom story to tell you that because this Maxo Jikumbutsu is so popular, right, in the media, and he has been verified by some American journalists that he is going to fix the economy. The whole economy of Zimbabwe, there'll be unlimited electricity, free electricity. But it's not just about the electricity, it's about the poison. What does the poison story do to you, Gift? The poison story makes you stupid because you start believing. It's like Talent Chiwenga when he claimed that he was poisoned by Makandiwa. Do you know what happened? All of a sudden he became popular. When someone just says I'm poisoned, who is there to verify? Who is there to go to the doctor? You get it? No one will verify because they'll be like, if I was to announce here, guys, I was poisoned, all of you were going to put money in my account. You're going to wake up the next morning. So it was a way of persuading the army once again to follow Mnangagwa and say, look, we've got a president who was poisoned at Gwanda, and this president has brought us an inventor of endless electricity who was also poisoned. Let's follow him. Yay! He's going to fix the economy. And then we totally forget about Chiwenga. Saka, hapana my comrades have made a press conference about Nyai poison. I mean, I know here and there they communicated, some of them did communicate on video, but GEZA particularly was supposed to do that. You know why? Because, let me tell you, Maxwell Chikumbuso is an armed robber. Maxwell Chikumbuso is actually a military threat to the war veterans, because he goes into the public like an inventor when he's an armed robber. And his operations have led to the suspicious deaths of many people, including Genius Katungure, who was also related to Chiwenga. So that should tell you who Maxwell Chikumbuso is. So you've got a threat there. Saka muri kuona nyaya yacho. Zvinhu zvatinovharwa naMnangagwa, vanhu zvavanovharwa nazvo naMnangagwa zvinhu zvakapusa. But because people operate, sit down to study. And that's why I was saying Mnangagwa is smarter than Chiwenga. But if Chiwenga can listen to what I'm saying, right, Chiwenga, you and I know each other. And I once called you at one time when I helped you. I know you've totally forgotten. I once helped you when you needed to, there was an incident of assault that related to some of your bodyguards at one time. About 6 or so years ago. But I have assisted Victor Matemadanda when he was poisoned, and he would tell you, the ambassador of Zimbabwe to Mozambique, and he's fit and healthy right now because he followed my advice. I as an investigator, I know a few things. I may not know everything. I know a few things, and I would love to share what I know so that you can be healthy and so that you can serve the people better. So you need to understand, you need to consult, and at the same time, you need to understand that Mnangagwa lied to you, that Mary tried to kill you. All those people who were used to create that, it was fake news. It was set up so that it would destroy you, both you and Mary. And right now, General Chiwenga, you're unwell because they're not even telling you. You're unwell. And they want to finish you the things that they put in you. So you need to break, you jump up and stand up as a real general. A general doesn't fire a bullet, doesn't use force, doesn't hurt the mother of their child. And I know, and I'm sorry that you were not aware of these things. It's acceptable, it happens when you're a man, you're a husband, and you hear information that suggests something or someone was against you. What Mary did to try and get the marriage and everything else together is what any woman would do when their husband has got other women who might pop up and want to take away the inheritance from the children. It was for the children. I'm talking about the issue about the marriage, but the issue around what we're speaking, but the poison, that was fake. Mary is actually a victim, a real victim of bombing that happened, and that bomb was meant for her, and it did hurt her, and it killed her bodyguard. It was for her and you, and everything was done so well. It was a small hand grenade that was going to hurt you and her, kill you and her, and Mnangagwa was going to walk scot-free. And that's why he did walk away. He didn't run. He just walked away. And he didn't even have dust on his trousers. Why? Because it was well executed, that operation, by trained personnel who threw that grenade from the VIP tent onto your wife's legs. So, quickly, I've talked too much, folks. I need to shut. I'm going to come back tomorrow. Ndataurisa But ndizo zvinhu zvakavanzika izvo zviripo zvatinazvo change chizokupai zvimwe mangwana. Right, ndochivhara chirongwa handitika. Shall I shut please? Vanhu vakanyarara saka ndochingovhara kachirongwa. Auti vanhu maakutya. Technos. Nani chiti ndakuvhara kachirongwa nekuti ndikuona kuti vanhu maakutya.
Aiwa kwete. Kuna nyaya yokutaura yekubulawa yebombi yaya. In as much as we might want to portray kuti general is not that wise, of course, politically, we cannot akwanisa ake kuzonyanya kufungirirana na ED, but what I think happened in Bulawayo that time was maybe general when he removed Mugabe, because he played a major role in removing Mugabe. When he did that, also maybe he had presidential ambitions. So you could have told ED that I'm going to give you a slot to be president. Then before elections, on the Pakuti Ndite say, the run election, then he would have power as the president. But then, Mkuru testa power, maybe he wanted to do one term. So, about that bomb, Rumona Rakato Gadzura ne President General, reached out to try to incapacitate Mkuru so that he could also accept to power and run the election, be the next leader.
Kuti akatogadzwa na general kuti wakuvadze Mkuru.
Kuti kuvadze Mkuru atakwara election. Because if you check, President ED vachipinda vachipamba neMO here was someone aipinda muvanhu. He was so happy with the people. But after that incident, he was now afraid of the people. So, let me come up with this strategy. Then I don't think so. I think it was cooked by the other side.
Do you know what? Ndine zvimwe zvinhu zvandinoziva zvandisingakwanisa kutaura pachirongwa panapa. Saka mukaona ndichitaura inini ka mukaona ndichitaura nyaya idzi especially idzo dzevanhu ava vakava, especially nyaya iyoyi, aiwa handisi kutaura from assumption.
Okay.
Aiwa handisi kutombotaura from assumption. Ndinotozviziva kuti ED ndiye ari behind that. Do you know how much I know ED? Yeah. I think Zimbabweans
he's a great master.
He is but he's also very ruthless. You know, one time there's his Rhodesian trainer, his Rhodesian project handler, who became the director internal of the CIO after independence. So he told me at one time, asked me, look, Simba, you've got to come to my house. And you've got to come to my house. I've got things I need to tell you. And I used to wonder, why does this man keep saying this? He would call me landline yake. Yeah. He was living in a city, right? A city in the UK. It is synonymous in operations. Okay. And he would invite me. So when he would tell me, you know, that was no poison. But you know what, right? He told me and he said to me, look, after independence, we had a certain meeting at State House. And Emerson was there, and the Prime Minister, Robert Mugabe, summoned a certain guy who came walking in to the meeting where they were. And he says this guy, as he was walking in, just walking, nothing else, he says Emerson jumped on him and started beating him up. And he said to me, oh my God, I have never seen any person beaten up by, the way Emerson assaulted this man. And he would sigh. I would feel his expression, his shock at how violent Mnangagwa was. Yeah, Mnangagwa is that type of a person. I've got a lot to share. I've got documents that I can now declassify, get them declassified. This agent, this intelligence agent, has since passed away 2 years ago, and I can now share some of this stuff that Mnangagwa has never denied and can never deny, because they're very clear. He was the project handler since the 1970s, when Mnangagwa was part of a project to ensure that Ndabaningi Stole, the real leader of ZANU-PF, should never come back to Zimbabwe, to Rhodesia or Zimbabwe, to lead ZANU, and would stay like that even into the 90s. So he remained the project handler. So I've got a lot of stuff to share with people, and some of them I've already shared with the command element here and there when they were doing their own research and we're having our conversations. But it will show us that Mnangagwa is cunning. Mnangagwa is your 1970s Hopo Chingono. You need to understand. Okay. In terms of cunningness and brutal shrewdness and a character that is always bent on destroying people. If you want to understand who he is today or back then, look at someone like Hopo Chingono, someone who tells you that they're actually helping you. But you know what? They're actually destroying you 5, 6, 7 times. You get me? While they're speaking to you, they're hitting you left, right, center. They're destroying. Yeah, they're ensuring that you won't even live. That's Mnangagwa's character. He has got multiple personalities. And yeah, and you need to be a very patient person when you're listening to him speaking, and take down what he says, and then you analyze it. I mean, you know what? I've done a little bit of this, and if I was a lawyer, I would have gotten Mnangagwa locked up a long time ago, because yeah, when I discovered what he says and what he does and the like, I mean, it's so brazen, it's beyond, and I can't understand how the comrades allowed this little monster who was really nothing during Rhodesia, right, to get near Josiah Tongogara. I don't understand it, but it will show you the nature of covert operations that the Rhodesia Special Branch were executing since the 1970s. It is yeah. But I'm sorry, I've talked a bit. I can't remember what it is. I'm lost. I hope I haven't lost pivot. But I was just answering you when I was saying that Mnangagwa is smarter than Chiwenga. Very sad, but he is. We've got someone who's joined in. I think Ngoma Kurira has just joined in. Hi, Ngoma Kurira.
Hi, Sam. How are you, man? I just wanted to add on a few points that I've picked up over the last few days, man.
Yeah.
First one being around body language. I like to watch body language a lot, and you can tell from the videos that are coming out that it's not well. You know, I'll start off with the first one where Mnangagwa goes on stage at Heroes Egg and he's greeting people, and he doesn't greet Chiwenga. He can't even look him in the eye. You know.
Zaendwa.
That's over, you know. That's some where Mugabe used to do that as well, you know. Yeah. That's a political way of telling you that we are no longer cool. So
yes,
I doubt they're on speaking terms, you know.
But Chiwenga aruno kerego was in dive and ngono mutora Mnangagwa ndongo misa mu helicopter ndongo musiya kushisha bani.
No, but I think also Chiwenga he doesn't want to do the same way they did it with Mugabe, where he wants it to be he wants some semblance of so that he is accepted by the constitutional. You understand? So I don't think he wants to do it that way, but I think he's ready to pull the trigger. And you could tell Chiwenga even after that, right? after being snubbed like that, he was smiling, he was happy. And you can tell also there that Chiwenga is the one who's got the power. Because Mnangagwa, even after that, there's a photo where Auxillia and Emerson are taking a photo of Auxillia Gato Batashaya. She's looking sad. You can literally tell this woman is sad. Doesn't need an expert to tell you that. And Mnangagwa, he's just deteriorated over the last couple of weeks. He looks so frail. Even his hair is dyed so many times that it's very sick as well. And also, that's another thing that a lot of people are not realizing, that this man is old. His age, I don't know about he's in his 80s. That's a lie. That man is over 90 years old. So and also the people around you are the ones who can see your deterioration, and they can see him deteriorate, and they're like, okay, now is the time to pounce. Before he has time to finish off whoever he wants to hand of power to. But I don't see him lasting any longer. Even is too long. I think his time is up. I think the way he's just been doing his business, he's just too much now. It's now in your face. Who will stop us?
But yeah, do you know what, right? One thing I wanted to say, there's someone there who said to me, who typed in the comments and said, Simba, pauno zokanganisa and pauno ataka ma men of God. Do you realize, I want to ask you, I just want to answer that gentleman there who wrote that in the comments. I need you to hear me. Do you realize how much damage these, so you call them men of God, have done to Mnangagwa and to so many countries? Do you realize, Mazimbabweans? These men of God die. Most of them, M-O-S-T, Varoi, they are scammers. They are scammers. It's sad. Look what it's sad because you know what? In me personally, I'm a Christian, but it's the truth. That boys that are again. Varoi, they control. When you hear Wikno Chiva saying Dakachibata Kuti G, where did he get that confidence? It got that confidence from Shepherd Bushiri. Shepherd Bushiri captured Chakwera in Malawi. And Hubert Anjo also captured Mnangagwa. That Mnangagwa can't do anything. Do you realize, Ngoma Kurira, how much damage Mnangagwa, with all his witty, how he was damaged na Hubert Anjo? It was such that, hold on, it was such, do you know, in March 2021, I had guys Veku OPC, Veku State House, asking me details about, they were doing a security check on Hubert. I gave them files. I mean, because you know what? I did thorough work on Hubert, right? I'd done thorough work from 2015. So this was now 6 years later. And it was really deep. I mean, I had even police case references and this, do you know? And I spent 9 hours overnight speaking with them. And Tongai Mnangagwa, Ndakatomuza, Mnangagwa's nephew, Ndakati, look, this young man is going to destroy your uncle. And he did it. They just went ahead. The following day, they went ahead to make him an ambassador. It wouldn't be just 8 months later that Hubert Anjo would be back at Glasgow and he would be meeting my team. He would be meeting us at Glasgow there. The team Al Jazeera. The same person who I warned these guys, Nichidagwa Batsira, is now leaking my secrets on Mnangagwa. Ashito phone and nepa WhatsApp, nepa speakerphone. And after that, after all that exposure, Mnangagwa doesn't even fire Hubert. It's just to show you how much damage. I used to be in these Pentecostal churches myself. I used to play piano for them. A lot of people know me. And I quit when I discovered, even when they were paying me to my allowances to play piano for them, they were doing it so that they would manipulate and they would damage the mental health of people. They do so much damage on people's mental health that the day when people discover, you will report, you get them locked up forever, for life in prison, imprisonment. They don't want to work. They don't want to go to work like everyone else and do Christian work. as charity to help people. They want to chop your tithes and offerings. Why? It's their method of survival, keeping people subjugated. And that is the kind of damage that they've done on heads of states. And did you know Ngoma Kurira? Are you there? I'm hoping just to tell you here. I have, you know, you've seen my work on the gold mafia. I will tell you some names here of pastors who are scammers. Some names that you folks here on this space, Mamuzorari Nasi, have proven that they're scammers, like literally, physically. And they're damaging the mental condition of Africans. And that's why an African on a single day, right, 24 hours, will spend 6 hours of that single day listening to audio messages and video preachings of these people. And you don't have time to work. You don't have time to think for yourself so that you can be productive and you feed your family and you feed your community. Someone else is reading scriptures for you. You can't read your own Bible and motivate yourself, so you pray alone. You've become so addicted. Washandwa. Nema microphone wana talent chiwenga wachuweringa, so that you become under their soul tie, which has now strangulated your mental faculties. Waroiwa. Nema komana ya ana makandio. Nema Bible verse. So it's I know I'm talking like this, but folks, we need to realize what really went wrong. What's going on here? The weapon of religion, of fake Christian religion, is being used to capture my presidents, particularly of Africa, and keep them under. And after that, these people will stop thinking. Stop kufunga. And these are the same people who Vanasisu Rhodes used to take over the country. And then
what happened to Passion? Why did he fall out with Passion? What happened there? Do you know anything?
No, Passion is just a comedian, so I rarely follow Passion, to be frank with you. I don't even care. I mean, you know what I mean? He's just a small boy who's trying to be funny online and the like. The real scammers, the bigger scammers, Ndiovana Ubet, Nana Bushiri, Vana Makandiwa, Vana Talent Chiwenga and the like. And the damage that they cause are really huge. And then online you also have scammers now. Even journalists, social media characters, they keep you so preoccupied that you can't even think for yourself. You're reading a whole tweet is a novel of a tweet until you discover later on that, oh, this person is working my mind, and particularly women who have heard these stories of women who have been lured to his home, and we've got evidence, we've got pictures, we've got videos now. So Zimbabweans, you need to be careful of people who take too much of your attention, who appear as if, especially when they want to become the alpha and the omega of your thoughts, of your decision making. They want to just dictate everything, especially daddy, baba of your life. A person is a thug. Anyone who does that to you, they're using exactly the same tricks as these preachers. And when you check in case law and you just type the term daddy, you see the type of criminals who've been convicted who have operated under the term daddy. Because content is being filled and you be told, no, this is journalism, this is this. It's poison. So it's the same thing. You've got words just going into your head all the time until you can't think for yourself. You can't even operate. You can't, unless you hear this person's voice or you read this person's tweets. You can't think for yourself. You've been worked on. And that is what happened even with Maxo Chikumbutso. People were sold this thing of poison and inventor for a while, and scriptures and all sorts, until eventually they actually started believing. Some people still believe that Maxo Chikumbutso is going to make this thing work one day, when they can't actually see that Maxo Chikumbutso is an armed robber who is out on bail right now. He's got an unlicensed firearm. It's been proven by the courts. And that's the only product that Maxo Chikumbutso has. It's an unlicensed firearm. And so, yeah. Sorry?
That whole thing they did a couple of weeks ago was a distraction, right?
You know, it wasn't just a distraction. It was a manipulation. It was to divert the army so that the army stops trusting Chiwenga. They stop trusting anyone else apart. So Mnangagwa was using the same trick that he used at Gwanda. So yeah, I've got here Seke. I think there's Seke Kunaka. I saw what you said there, where at one time you were accusing me of siding with Mnangagwa simply because I at one time I criticized Chiwenga. I have to do. I review leaders. I review politicians, and Chiwenga does have weaknesses. He needs to work on his intelligence, particularly. He's extremely weak. He's weak to the extent that he should not even be anywhere near power until he picks up this area of his weakness, where Mnangagwa has outsmarted him. And I mentioned that issue of Mary. It's something that he needs to fix. He needs to lead his children to their mother. But just as I kind of land here quickly, I'm forgetting I've lost my tune there. I was saying that what you folks should be doing, Wanakunaka Kunaka, is in actual fact influencing the war veterans and the Chiwenga people to go head on against Mnangagwa over Maxo Chikumbutso, an armed robber. You had an armed robber there that was offloaded onto you, an whole armed robber, and posing as an inventor. Someone whose operations have led to the death of prominent people, including Genius Kadungure. You should be talking about that. How did the whole president? You must bring Mnangagwa to account. He must address the nation. These are the things you need to make noise about. Let me tell you something. Why? Because the trick that Mnangagwa pulled on you is actually a military trick, is to trick the army. So you must talk about that. And that, in actual fact, should help you to construct a statement that starts in the 1970s, when Mnangagwa came onto the scene in 1977, 1978. It should, when you're dealing with the Chikumbutso matter, you should actually be able to shut Mnangagwa out, like to actually have powers to go and arrest him, because a whole president introduced an armed robber to the public, claiming that they're an inventor. So the president was committing a crime. The president was hurting a community there. So what does that mean? Munofana kutodhila naye nenyaya yoyo, musati matobodhila nenyaya 2030. Tanga yemadhila nenyaya Chikumbutso. Chikumbutso ndiye chakubatsira kuti uchipedzisa manje. Because the Chikumbutso story, right? The Chikumbutso case helps you to actually show cause why Mnangagwa should be removed legally, because you're going to show that Mnangagwa was never even a ZANU-PF member anyway. He was actually never even a ZANLA member at all. He was not a freedom fighter at all. So you actually say, look, show us. Look, you claimed that you were your life was at risk from the Rhodesians, and this time you're claiming that Chikumbutso was poisoned, and at the same time you have persuaded the army to do a coup in 2017, once again at the same time repeating the same statement that your life is at risk, you had been poisoned, right? Can you show us evidence that you were poisoned at Gwanda? Show us evidence that you actually got imprisoned for bombing a train by the Rhodesians. Yeah, show us evidence now that Maxwell Chikumbutso is an inventor, because he's not. But show us the evidence. Show us that he was poisoned. Give us the so you can actually quickly prosecute him in less than 1 minute. You will have presented a case. Look, pack your bags, Mr. Mnangagwa. We're going to help you to get out of here, and we'll drive you to Zishane for your retirement home. And you don't even need to fire a bullet. You don't even need to use brute force, because you've simply read the law is brutal enough. I mean, you saw me when I confronted Edgar Lungu when he was president and he was about to kill people on the 13th of August, on the morning of 2021. The way I spoke to him, I announced a law statement that he himself, his spokesperson, could not put the phone down. How many remember that even when my credit was running out, during those moments when he had shut the internet, he could not put the phone down. Even when I was calling him, I was juicing up my phone, I was calling him again, 5 minutes gone. Do you know what? He had to take. Do you know why? It is because of the way I had crafted that question. It had taken me over 2, if not 3 years to craft that question, consulting lawyers, putting together a very, very short statement, very, very short question. And when he heard that question, and what was that question? That question was, how do you explain yourself to the Zambian people and to the international community that you didn't commit a crime when you shut the internet and you started calling your own opponent in the election what did I say? A terrorist or something like that. It was very short, just a short. How do you prove it to the Zambian people that you didn't commit a crime? Just that. Chando ipapo nika short statement ikako ndakachila zvangu ndakagara nika cellphone kangu kakapwanyika screen aka kari kupa ka cellphone kagara sona ka statement ikoko was enough to make a whole president freeze on my own phone call. Ndripa live for Facebook. People saw me, right? Ndakabva ndatoratidza vanhu number yake ndakati, oh, onai president uyo number ya president iyo spokesperson wa president Lungu uyo. It was enough. So these are the things that we need to do. If we research like this, folks, we can actually fix Zimbabwe without firing a bullet, without even needing an army. Because I did it and I wasn't even a Zambian. I'd never even been to Zambia. But and his next statement was, my brother, are you an African? You know what's happening. You remember? Check it out in Facebook, because the live video is still there. Saka ndioenda kurowa iyoyi anditi kana mchida kudhirana Mnangagwa, you need to upend your intelligence. Kunaka batsirai Chiwenga kuti fine tune mese fine tune intelligence yenyu. Power ritorwe nepfuti rotorwa neintelligence. Mnangagwa akashandisa intelligence muna 70 chakuti angorwa neintelligence mese makadyira iko right now maakwedza kuda kumudzura after 50 years. After over 50 years, muchingo believe iso. Muchingo believe iso na idi. So that's what happens, folks. Shall I cut, folks? Let's catch up tomorrow, right? I'm gonna need to end here. Shall I play the Auxillia audio Chiterera as I shut, please? Right, thank you. Let's catch up tomorrow. I'll be giving you, I intend and I look forward to give you more updates tomorrow. Right. Cheers, folks. And may our country be able to wipe its tears today. May we see a new Zimbabwe, a Zimbabwe that has got leaders who want to learn, leaders who listen, and leaders also who do not intermingle with fake prophets. Right. Here we go.
Fire on me. yokuspaya on me ndokufaaaaaaaaa ponamba yacho tinotoiziva manjoro kamukunza nyaya yakakuudza kuti mama vakandibvunza kuti manjoro une foni yaunayo saka this is not new but because manjoro aenda wasirudzira kuti nyaya yacho uri kudai kwandiri naiwe uri kuda chii murombo uri kuda chii kwandiri
pamusoro iyo excellence
ndati murombo uri kuda chii kwandiri just tell me what you want from me bozi ndikapa ndiwe nokuti you don't spy on me ndati nakotseka ofisi wangu bvatakati ndandiisa zvamamuchita saka ndakapawakwaya nabrigadier ndakataura kuti iwe ari kuemangu iwewe this takes time but it's been here for a long time ndakatosenda message kuya kuti zvaungausika ndanchizviziva manjoro ndoamandishandisa achikufonirai mapictures andiri kuita muti ndakafonikapo ndichakupa namba yacho phone number ndikakupa namba yacho uone kuti ndozviziva for a long time ndakanyara tomosa iye ndakanyara then nezuro matora manjoro wakuti manjoro achipa munhu wefoni kuti iye basa naiwe saka uya spying on me uda kungondiita sei ndiwe kuofisi kwako ona uchindipfuura wondipfuura iye haisi kupera iyi I'm coming to your office for your information nditeilayi parod ndiri kutobva kuguruwayo straight away I'm coming to your office uite zvauda kuita pandiri you can't deal with me women like this ili ndiro kuzvuzvurudza and wachapedzerana and I'm going to make a story about this and nyaya yako yawaita iyi ndikuya kuofisi kwako straight and ndikazogara muofisi mako kana ukasandipfuura ndikazogara muofisi mako unodai kwandiri what threat am I to who futi what threat do I have yokuti varume vakuru muona mukaita zviningirikiri zvenyu musispay on a woman I have my right this is my life you know my right as a woman and I have to defend myself kuvanhu vakafanana neni iwe unotemba nokuti une futi saka ndiri kuya kuzondipfuura nefuti yako iyoyo ende ndichakuratidza kuti madzimai kana pana pamamuchi zvita zvemamuchi ndandakakutairai vakomana ini ndosaka muti ndakati iwewe kupinda maofisi mangu iwewe wanga uchindagoita bhozi unoziva kuti ndoziva tese mutambo wesecurity background wazvinzwa iwe I'm coming to your office ukasandiuraya tinorumana muofisi imomo ndiri kukutaura kubhedhera vaikusikanaavaaa ndira kukuratidza kuti uye mai you can't play with my life like this uda kundida sei iwewe uda kubva pandiri une foni yekuspaya uri kuzviudzani uri kuzvidii murombo uri kuzvidii I'm not a prostitute ka wazvinzwa handisi hure inini waurisira vanhu kuplanta vanhu handisi hure ndikakofisi kwako tetawe ndikakofisi kwako ukasandipfuura then hamene uzvishatwa sei ukasandipfuura hamo uzvishatwa sei ndivakupedzerana newe iwewe neni tiri tu nozi ndakubata
pakanaka iyoyo
unoita muhlanga kuti agare nerenki yanayo iyaiya pasi inini salari Mnangagwa musiri kuda ndiurayei muurayei musarei inini because you not spy on a woman handitaure politics handitaure zvekuarmy handitaure zvechingi kutambura zvangu nokutenderera navanhu ngokuti zvandinokuita basa rangu roo but muri makuru unoona energy nekuteverera my life nhasi kondikafa naiwe kondikafa nhasi nemwe mufiro iwe wamboita izvo unosara here nhasi ndikafa nomwe mufiro iwe waita izvo ndazokubata inoti mama nyanya kubva pakapinda he nekubva pakaya vakomana do you know kuti vaamutendera manjoro inini I'll tell you this now nenhamba yacho ndinayo mfungi nenhamba yamamuchishandisa ndinayo ende ndakaibatisa ndida kuti ndakatopurindisa zvinhu zvamamuchitaura namanjoro ndosaka ndakakuti iwewe nemuofisi mangu ndakatopurinda zvanga zviri pafoni yenyu ndefoni yawakupa muhlanga neposi iri pasi pasi kuti achiti wamutomita kuti ndoapa nzvimbo iyoyo wanzwa kuti ndinomuda and wanzwa kuti renkeyo ndinotavha muofisi mangu herero inda kunditarisira pasi like that handisi mwana mudiki maningi not maningi I'm a trained somebody tese tese background iwewe neyako ine yangu iyi ndinopedzerana newe ndiri kuya straight kuofisi kwako ndaajena meeting andandichita meeting andandichita ndakurumidza kupedza ndiri murodi kudenga iwewe I'm coming to your office ukasandipfuura nhasi panoita noise unondispaya naye unodei nai iwe murume chirume chine sesi yakashata Unondisfire, unodei bandiri. Fighting with a woman. I will not a railway. You are not a railway. You want to look at a railway. Mukuchaka Mnangagwa take it through me. Mukuchaka president through me. I will not a railway. Continue Mnangagwa railway. I told you I'm showing intentions. The Muslims less than answer the Kumshakwan. But Mukuchaka president through my phone. Through could be sex in him. Urugudechi Mrobo Bandiri. Urugudechi. Urobonda to Urugudechi Bandiri. What's the top of the in my face? Urugudechi Bandiri.
Munondi bongo wayo kutaura ire yo excellent.
Get away! Nondi bongo wayo kutaura kwa watu funa ne koji kunda nyama phone. Wakati phone ya batara ndo utawa. Unamkana wechi. So wakakuna ne phone namjana. Wakati wandi funzo ndo ndakufundira mfana ni. Wakati wandi funzo. Wakati funzo. Ndati zvakafunda mutanga nenyefoni iyoyo nekuzomba post kutagare muofisi mangu wakandibvunzawo here wakandipowo here mukana semukana wawakukana wakandipowo here mukana wokudhisaidha kuti okay foni ngaiuye iyoyo plus mutanga yes it's okay ngaapinde panzvimbo pacho ipapo wakandibvunzawo here wakandibvunza mtukuya posi kwako wakapusa munhukadzi asi wakutamba naye anokufumura wakapusa iwewe utati wakapusa ndati wakapusa handiri wedoro shamwari ende handisi hure shamwari ndinokupedzerana newe apa handisi kupedzerana newe nechiposti chako but iwe nenyama yako ndeyandiri kuda handisi kupedzerana nechiposti chako handakasana choicho ndiri kuzopedzera newe murume nemunhukadzi munhurume nemunhukadzi ndeyandiri kuvinga kuti wandijeerera ndeyandiri kuda kuita kuda kundura ire iwe.
And then a brief to show you some more activities. This time it's now it's talking to me.
When I was crying, it's bad. Why not see hospital?
The same violent wife who bears up employees in the workplace. She's worse than Grace. But they copy everything. Cool, mother, cool. Up employees in the workplace. She's worse than Grace. Yet they copy everything. Yeah. Kuma kunanyaya. Kuma kunanyaya. Kunanyaya.
ndinoshanda nemunhu wese Chikanza. Zvone zvindikaita sununguka kufonera kuti Chikanza iwewe ndikunetseka nezvakati nditsvagirewo kuba uri kunzwa kuti zvakamira sei ndodini. Ndinoshanda nemunhu wese zvino iwewe unotuka Chikanza unondituka. Chikanza unondituka kusadaro mwanangu. Mama enda yapa mama ndanzwa izvi kufunga kwangu mukadai zvinodini totaurirana semwana kutaura mai vake ndokuudza kuti Chikanza izvo hazviiti because of zvakati uri kuzviona sei ndo zvinoitwa kwete kufona uchituka kuti makapuwa awadi nei awadi ndeyekuti chi I work with everyone and I go to places haminoka zvakangobvawo mwoyo wangu ndinoshanda nemunhu wese Chikanza zvone zvindikaita sununguka kufonera kuti Chikanza iwewe ndikunetseka nezvakati nditsvagirewo kuba uri kunzwa kuti zvakamira sei ndodini. Ndinoshanda nemunhu wese zvino iwewe unotuka Chikanza unondituka. Chikanza unondituka kusadaro mwanangu. Mama enda yapa mama ndanzwa izvi kufunga kwangu mukadai zvinodini totaurirana semwana kutaura mai vake ndokuudza kuti Chikanza izvo hazviiti because of zvakati uri kuzviona sei ndo zvinoitwa kwete kufona uchituka kuti makapuwa awadi nei awadi ndeyekuti chi I work with everyone and I go to places.
So problem iripo mama ndeyekuti violence yoyika inenge ichiitika kune mukadzi one day inogona kungotapukira anyone, inogona kutapira kune mwana wangu inini kana hanzvadzi yangu inini kana wenyu imimi mama anytime. Nokuti hapana munhu ane monopoly, hapana no one owns this country, no one owns this world. Even Putin chaicha ine masimba ake, even Biden chaicha ine masimba ake, mangwana chaicha yanogona ngomuka vangotorerwa.
Sano chanduta zvaiwa ndini feel free unduze kuti mama tarisa yapo since nyaya dzakaita kumakosi dzikadai so hamuna here maitira mungaita ndiona kuti okay rega ndidini tofonera tipana mazano kwete kufona uchibva watanga kundituka ngazvinzirisa zvongo zvawataura but aiwa zvekutuka aiwa Chikanza inini hangu inini usandituka inini usandituka
no makorokoto ine award
ndizvo angori atanga kutaura kazvosvo
tanga chingochema munoziva mama Mary could be you one day. Munoziva kuti Mary could be you one day. Mary could
yes cool do you know kuti pamwe pandaienda kwandena ndatomusiyana kuti amainini ndikuenda ku ndiendereiwo munoinditira zvakati kuWarren Park.
Right, so quickly, I intended to play there's a documentary that I did that I exposed how Mnangagwa is assembling an army of soldiers, an army of armed robbers. Unfortunately, I've just noticed the one that I was playing is not the one. Do you know? Hey, yeah, my correction but I'll play it maybe next time. But if you can Google it, and it will show you that the emergence of Maxwell Chikumbuzo at that function, where he was claiming to be an inventor, is no new thing. Mnangagwa has been doing this since the time of the coup. He has been assembling armed robbers, and Maxwell Chikumbuzo is one of them. So these people will just be around, they'll be part of society, they'll be trusted. But they're actually thugs, and these thugs are then unleashed at the time. And and then you just get hit, and and the documentary, it was part of an investigation that I did, and when I called Auxillia Mnangagwa, that was the intention of me spending 2 years phoning her until eventually she called me back with a video call by mistake, and I managed to get quite a lot, to extract quite a lot there out of her, which has helped me to understand right now that Chiwenga is faced with a highly intelligent couple here, both husband and wife. There is an armed robber who is called Paradzai Kuchikaurepo. And this is the man that when I spoke with Auxilia on video, this daddy character called Hopo Chingono didn't want me to reveal this man. He is a notorious convicted armed robber, and he is Auxillia Mnangagwa's brother, and one who was given early pardon by Emmerson Mnangagwa while he was serving maximum prison. And he is now the director of all State House properties that scattered in various towns and cities in the country. And that makes him the director of the office of the president and cabinet. So you need to understand he's now at a very, very senior level. Why does that matter? There is another guy again who was implicated in armed robberies, who's called Delish Ngwaya. And he's got a project that is running a tender in Harare at present. There are many such armed robbers, and Maxwell Chikumbutsa is one of them. So the agenda of Mnangagwa is to bring these informal structures or made up of convicted armed robbers. So at the time of when a challenge happens, where the Chiwenga crew, who are stronger because they've got an army, Mnangagwa has got more control. He might have smaller numbers, but he has got way more efficient personnel who can execute without thinking. They do their operations because they were given either early pardon or some sort of clemency and freedom to operate, like in Maxwell Chikumbutsa case, operating like an inventor. So whoever suspects that such a person, could wipe people out overnight. So that is what he has done. That's part of what he has done, aside the issue of poisoning and also aside the issue of confusing Chiwenga to make Chiwenga go after Mary, the mother of his 3 kids. And so his strategy is highly, highly effective. Listen to me, it's worked many times. Using my armed robbers, it's worked in so many countries. And what worries me, and once again I will say, I don't see the war veterans, I don't see GEZA, I don't particularly, a few war veterans have done that, but I don't see the military element speaking about this. I don't see activists also who are supporting Chiwenga doing more than just saying, oh, siyanai naye Chiwenga tiende mberi. Come on, mnenda mberi kupi kona makagarirwa nema-armed robber? Mnenda mberi kupi hamba pako wakasaraundwa? Saka, you guys need to wake up. Those who are believing in Chiwenga, you need to wake up and get intelligence data. You got a lot of work to do, and we can help you to do that, but you do need to do a bit there. And there are ways of dismantling Mnangagwa, as I said. If you can actually describe in very short terms, for instance, what the damage he has caused through the Maxwell Chikumbutsa thing, and you're able to construct a statement that tells what he is doing since the 1970s in one sentence, you know what? That can be enough armory to actually dismantle him. That is how powerful the truth is. It can be when we speak it with confidence, and especially when we've researched well. Folks, we're going to need to end. I'm sorry that I didn't have this documentary on my machine. Maybe next time, but I will be sharing with you more of whatever that I get. And if you're out there and you know some things that I've missed and that I should also drop me in the inbox, if I haven't responded, you're free to give me a phone call, +44 74 2686 3301, or you go into the inbox on DM Zimai, also on Facebook inbox. And let's watch over our country. Let's be the Zimai, and not the blind eye. Let's be the Zimai. Even when we're sleeping, sleep with one eye open. Right. Okay. Let's catch up tomorrow, folks. I'm hoping I've international this year, but get better than Mangwana. Cheers. Just as we end, this is Andrew Taunashe, Mnangagwa's prophet. He made these statements at Christmas time, at New Year, at function, where he he was so annoyed by how Zim-I managed to unmask him. And then he started saying, look, Zim-I must change its name from Zim-I to Zim-Al, because he says they're always beating me. So we put this in a we just put this together, packaged it in a melody. So just hear it for yourselves as we
See my bitch me daily. He said, "Nana down to watch windows, stayed empty and dirty. Profits boys trembling with dread. See my bitch me daily." He said, "Nana down to watch windows, stayed empty and dirty. Profits boys trembling with dread. See my bitch me daily." He said, "Nana down to watch windows." Boys trembling with dread. See my bitch me daily. He said, "Nana down to watch windows, stayed empty and dirty. Profits boys trembling with dread. See my bitch me daily." He said, "Nana down to watch windows, stayed empty and dirty. Profits boys trembling with dread. See my."
This is Zim-I Media, broadcasting all around the world, on the spot, on the dot.